this is nuts, man.
It's different, man.
Just been locked in my house trying to stay creative,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess for us, like in a lot of ways, it's kind of useful to have this time to, kind of not have, because there's a lot of times I'm like, well, I need to write some songs, but it's like so busy with playing shows and marketing for the show and doing all that. And now it's kind of nice to have a little break.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at it the same way as you, because we had a huge loss, man. Like March had all of March wiped out. Now everything in April is completely wiped out. But I have a new single coming out April 10th, so I'm going to use that to my advantage. And everyone's going to be at home, and I could cheer them up with this new music, and it's the perfect timing. And I'm just using this time to write, to record, to figure out my marketing strategy, and just do that whole thing, so I don't go insane.
Yeah, and building all those graphics, all that stuff. Getting all that prepared for that. It's a lot of work. So
yeah, man, definitely
good to have that time for sure. So you were born where?
I was born in Long Beach, California.
Okay, and then you were in Los Angeles for a while, correct?
Yeah, like the Burbank area, and then me and my wife moved here, not to Austin, but to Temple, Texas.
Oh, right on. Yeah,
which is north of here, and we I have family. I've been coming back and forth from California to Texas since I can remember. I have my grandparents and a lot of my family is up in that area, so we were back and forth. So when we decided to move here 5 years ago,
it wasn't that much of an adjustment because you
know been here for a minute. Yeah, so we moved. We wanted to get away from the city, so we moved to Temple, and that was like too far away from the city, so we ended up just moving to Austin afterwards.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that, man.
But I was going back and forth from Temple to Austin, and I just fell in love with Austin, man. Yeah, Austin is the community and the people, the artists, and not just artists like music artists, just people who create, the creators. Like,
oh yeah,
like Austin is just full of so much creativity, and it's my home. We bought a house here now, so it's like we are here.
Yourself here at this point.
Yeah, we are here. But I love it, man. Austin has been. It's been great to me. I mean, the community and the people have just been awesome, man.
So coming here, like, what's the first show that you saw in Austin, and then what's the first place you played in Austin?
So I played a few places in the Bell County area, and there's some place like O'Brien's and like a few other little places in that area. But coming to Austin, funny enough, like when I started really hitting Austin, I joined a band called the Dirty Good when I was in in the Temple area, and we went all over the place. When I went solo, it's when I moved to the Austin area. So after that, my first solo gig was at a place called the Gatsby on 6th.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like 3 stories.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Which is funny, and I don't know how this is like the universe kind of, it just happened like perfect. I somehow got a private show at the Gatsby, and they were doing like this wine and music pairing thing. So like light wine, light music, like this. No. And so they'd had the 3 stories. And it was me, and I did like an acoustic set with my buddy Sam. He playing percussion, and then my buddy Dave Shearer. It was the first time I met Dave. Was doing the second story, and he was doing his trio. And so they were like, everyone would move from one to the other, and it was like a wine and music pairing thing. And on the top, I think was Beetroot Revival. And anyway, we did our set, and everyone went to go move upstairs, and they're like, Dave Shearer is going to be up there with his trio. Come check it out. So I went up there, and that was the first time. That was my first show, and the first time like meeting like people in the Austin community. And it just so happened to be Dave Shearer, which he blew my mind, and I was like, I love this city. So that was like that was it for me. So it was cool, man. It kind of all happened organically, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah, that's really neat. And I mean, the artist community down here, people say a lot of different stuff about, that we're not in it together or something like that. Sometimes I hear that, but man, like when you get in your little groups of stuff, man, you know, my experience has been everybody helps each other out. And
Right.
you've got your group of like 4 or 5 other bands, and you guys are all kind of promoting each other. And so that's cool that you got into that like right away, basically.
Yeah, and it was weird, man. Like I wasn't trying. I mean, I was just trying to play, and I was just trying to get my art out. And I
Sure.
think it comes down to the point of like you as an artist, like what it resonates and relates to certain people and individuals, like you were saying. So with my scene, like all those people, we kind of they saw me and were like, oh, this guy's cool. He's a cool vibe or whatever. And it was cool that it happened so quickly. It was like first gig, and then it took off from there. So it was, like I said, organic, and I'm super thankful for it.
That's really neat, man.
Yeah,
So like
man.
so I guess the first time like you came into like, my vision of what's going on, because there's so much music here. It's
There's a
like
lot.
hard to
Yeah.
keep up with all of it because there's so much, not only so much music, but so much good music.
Right.
So like I think it was, and forgive me if I call it the wrong thing, but I think it was Under the Stairs that
Um.
you were doing that video series that you
Oh
were
yeah, yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was staircase sessions.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, which I now moved to dining room sessions where I play on the
Yeah, yeah,
our
that's what
dining
I'm
room
seeing.
table.
That's really cool,
Yeah,
man. So like
yeah.
jumping from like doing something like that to going to like a live stream like you're doing now is not that big of a jump, or is it?
Um, yes, yes and no. I mean, yes, because it's a big jump because for those specific like songs and snippets that I put up, they were just that. They were snippets. So I would take a small portion of the song, whatever I thought was best and would fit in a minute for Instagram. I would do just that part. So I wouldn't do the whole entire song. So now doing the live stream thing, we're having to do a whole entire set
Right.
in front of a lot of people, but they're not physically there. So it's kind of we have I've honed my craft over the years of being in Austin, being that it's the live music capital. I really hit it hard and try to work up my chops as a vocalist, as a guitar player, and as a songwriter. Of course, that's the main thing, but also as a performer
Right.
and interacting with the crowd. So now
It's the
that's kind of
disconnect.
weird. Yeah, the disconnect is kind of
Yep.
strange because I'm like, we end the song in your mind, and it kind of sounds a little ridiculous, but your mind expects applause now. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, no.
So
You're like, I thought we killed that, and it's quiet.
yeah,
Oh yeah, no one's here. Yeah.
oh yeah, they're watching online. So like our first live stream we did on Friday, which thank you guys for promoting that too.
Yeah, man. It sounded really good, man.
Thanks, man. We had a little trouble at the beginning. We're like, geez, man, we don't like to do live streams at our actual shows when people are there. We think people should just be there. But
Sure.
like now we don't have a choice. Like we can't be there. So we'll bring it to them. But anyway, so we try to go through some type of middleman that would look cool. And we're like, screw it. We're just going to go for it like we always do, and it turned out well. And I mean, the people that like all the people that usually support really came through, man. I'm so thankful for everybody that helped out, helped to pay my musicians and helped us, because like I said, man, like I said on the live stream, and like we all keep saying, is we lost like so many shows. And to put it into perspective, just for the month of March, myself, not with my group, like the group, like me personally, lost like $1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I'll feel you on that, man.
and from gigs, and I'm like, man, that's a huge chunk of change, and it hurts. It like it's hurting all of us, and I'm watching all my friends. But the cool thing, there's that silver lining, and there's that light, is that us as creatives and artists, we bounce back so fast, and it's like, we adjust to whatever. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's all about adapting for sure.
yeah, we adapted to it, man. It's like, oh, we can't play live anymore. Okay, now we're gonna write, we're gonna record, we're gonna do live stream stuff.
Yeah, because
So
people didn't want to stop hearing music just because all this stuff is going on.
yeah, and now it's like they don't have anything. Everyone's locked up, in their house or just at home. I mean, and I, as an entertainer, I want to entertain. So, and they want to be entertained, and I want to entertain my people, man. So it's like it's perfect, and it's a little odd, and it takes a bit of adjusting, but
We're all trying to figure it out together because, like, really
exactly, yeah,
nobody's been doing it like on a regular basis. And if people, like you say, have been doing it, they've been doing it at a show, and it's kind of like just off to the side. It's like a random camera, and you're like, "Am I supposed to be watching this, or is
right,
this, you know,
right.
like,
And now
so
we're trying to like you have your ring light in your iPhone or whatever, and you're trying to get that energy and connection with your iPhone, and trying to think there's people in there, there's people in there. So it's like it's weird, man.
it is totally weird, man." Like, so when did, like, I guess with everything going on, when did it come into your mind to start uh either experimenting with the live stream or deciding that that's what you wanted to do?
Well, we played. I forget what day it was, but it was a Friday, and Friday or Saturday was our last show, and it was at a place called Geraldine's, which we love to play.
Mhm.
And there was no, and shows just started canceling and everything, and that was the last show. And we still had a few shows before I decided that night, because there was nobody there. The world was in a panic. Gigs were canceling, and that was the day I decided, you know what, we'll play our part in this whole thing and stay home and just live stream and entertain people that way. Because I mean, there's two things: you can go out and play, and there'll be a bunch of people there, and then you increase the risk of of the virus spreading, or you go out and play and there's
There's
nobody
no
there
one
because
there.
everyone's staying home. So it's like it just made sense. And I saw a few friends doing it, and I'm like, you know what, we're gonna play our part, we're gonna go do it too, and just stay home and entertain people.
So that's like probably the Friday before. I guess on Tuesday they started canceling everything. That's when they
Right.
shut down the bars. I guess it's on Tuesday. So you're talking the Friday before is when you started
Yeah,
coming up with the idea to do it.
exactly. So before they even decided, before all of it, like we still had gigs that were happening. Like, oh no, it was Friday, because of that. The very next day we had a gig in Llano, which is the Llano Arts Festival, and we early that morning I canceled that, and I was like, we're gonna start it now. We're gonna play our part, and then everything just started shutting down. So we would have lost those gigs that we canceled anyway. So
Right, right.
yeah,
No, I mean, yeah, and that's kind of what I figured with a lot of mine. I was just like, it's fixing to be canceled, and then they all just started calling me, and I'm like, okay,
right.
cool, well, here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've been taking the time to do studio stuff as well.
Yeah.
And then just so are you doing studio stuff like over the internet, sending each other tracks, or you already had this stuff, or you're building it yourself?
Both. So a few of my friends, some friends in LA as well, and here in Austin, we'll just send each other tracks back and forth. I'll lay some vocals, lay some guitar down, and also I've had stuff just sitting around, and I'm like, this perfect time
For
to
sure.
track them. So it's a little bit of both.
Right on, right on. So like, if for some reason, like when all this had happened, like if the internet wasn't around, like what do you foresee that you'd be doing differently at this point?
Well, we obviously would not be doing live streams.
Well, yeah,
I would.
first, yeah,
I think I would just. I'd keep creating somehow. I would lock myself in a room and just write 2 or 3 albums or something. I just it would definitely be something creative. So, and I'd probably pick up I'd probably pick up a hobby or something. Like painting or something, just
another
to
creative outlet.
yeah, exactly, because I have to get that out, or I'd go absolutely insane.
Oh, for sure. and like for a lot of us, at least for me, like the live performance is such a big part of it to get the feedback on what you've written.
Yeah,
So like, it's fortunate that the internet is around right now where we can still get the feedback on new stuff we've written,
yeah,
or you releasing your single next month,
yeah.
things like that. Because otherwise we'd just be holding all this stuff in until all of it's over.
Exactly, man. And like playing it to our, whoever our roommates, our wives, our husbands, or whatever. Like we just be playing it to them,
Oversaturating that market
Yeah,
quickly.
and they're like, "All right, we heard it a million times."
It's great. Yeah, we thought it was great the first 30 times we heard it.
Exactly. And as a or songwriter and as a performer, like me, I'll write the song and I'll have so many different versions of it. I'll change a verse, I'll change this, like I do this now. I'll show my wife and like, check this out. I wrote this new song. Then I'll come back to her, change the verse on it, check this out, and then come back to her, change this on it. And by the time it's actually finished, she's like, it's a completely different song. So, but yeah, I'm glad we have the internet so we can, express all of that to a numerous amount of people.
Well, definitely. And then then all these people that haven't come out to shows maybe throughout, whatever time before this, hopefully, as an artist, you can build that relationship with some of those people and they start coming out whenever this all ends because they've seen your live streams, right?
Right. And I felt, and this morning, I was doing a little bit of work and I've noticed because of this thing, a spike on my social media and also my emailing list has grown a bunch. And it's also because I'm working my butt off, like, sending people stuff and now I have the time to build all these things I really didn't have the time to because I was gigging or I was preoccupied.
Being creative, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's like, okay, I'm gonna make time for these certain, little things that I kind of threw in the corner for a second.
For sure. So when this all does come back, what's the like one venue? Like it doesn't have to be something you have scheduled or anything like that, but what's the one venue that you wish to go play at first? Like what's the place you're most looking forward to going to?
Oh man. Okay, so we have a release. We have the release date for the full project, and we also have a release show at a specific venue that I've been wanting to play at forever. And I'm not going to announce the date or the venue yet, but I can't wait to play. I can't wait to play that one. We'll release it in a few. But the ones I can say, I can't wait to get back to Geraldine's and the Continental Club and shoot, there's so many of them, man. Moon Tower.
Yep.
Like all of those places, man. I miss and I definitely want to get back to and start playing. And just the connection, man, of like even like our when the band came here for the live show, for the live stream show, no one's hugging or embracing each other anymore, and it just feels so odd.
Weird.
Like,
it's so weird.
Your friends and your your supporters and fans, you just want to like hug everybody, but it's now's not the time.
Going through all this, you really want to like show them that you feel for them.
Right.
Can't right now, and that's tough. Yeah, I definitely have felt that.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's feeling that. And then as far as like, some of the like the larger event centers, the Stubbs, the Frank Irwin, stuff like that. Like, what's a place that or an artist that maybe canceled a show during this time? Did you have anybody scheduled to go see that you bought tickets for that you had to cancel, or canceled, I should say?
Not yet, but we're hoping this all kind of fizzles down before June 17th. We're going to see the Black Crowes.
Oh yeah.
So I'm hoping that that we are able to go see them by that time. So fingers crossed, putting out those good vibes. But no, not. I'm always just so busy playing my own shows, so I never have a chance. You know, you never have a
So
chance to go see your friends or to go see other concerts unless it's like midweek on a Wednesday or something. You
that
don't
has
have
been the neat part about this is like everybody's on live stream, so you're like, man, I've been meaning to go see that guy for a minute, and now I can. You know,
exactly.
so
Yeah,
it's time
I've
for
been
us to
watching
support each
everybody.
other.
Exactly. I've been watching a bunch of my friends like, damn, they're good, man. Like watching them and just supporting, tipping if I can, you know.
Yep, and then yeah, definitely sharing and stuff and getting the awareness out there because
Absolutely.
right now everybody can attend these shows.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
in a
And you
few
can kind of
months, people have other stuff going on. They have to work, and especially right now, when everybody goes back to work, they're going to be having to put in as much work as possible to make up for all the stuff that they missed out on.
right. Exactly. Exactly, man.
For sure. So like talking about, I guess, like influences in the beginning of when you started playing, what are some ones that you still consider your influences, like some artists that you still listen to?
Oh yeah. The number one is the Beatles, man. Like they're they're number one for me in so many ways, songwriting and all their melodies and chord structures and just their brilliant minds. Like they're right at the top. And then, of course, all the oldies and all the Motown stuff, and Stevie Wonder, Sam Cooke,
Yeah.
um,
Hmm.
Otis Redding, uh, Bill Withers, um, Earth, Wind, and Fire, like all those cool. Johnny Lang, I love Johnny Lang. I still listen to. I think I still listen to everybody that influenced me. Like I still listen to those things, and
That's
I've
awesome.
gotten into like Gillian Welsh, who's like
Yes. Yeah.
a folk type Americana type singer, and
Bluegrass. Yeah.
she's
Kind of that.
oh
Yeah.
god, she's so good. Yeah,
For real.
love that stuff. Alison Krauss too. I'm in love with Emmylou Lou Harris.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree
all that
with all
stuff.
those, man. Those are all good choices. I guess the
Yeah.
reason I was thinking about it is because we've seen all of our artist community, and then you getting on there and doing live stream stuff is like if you could pick two or three artists that you could have a live stream of, what would you pick?
Of like
Of
uh,
just anybody.
of
Paul
friends and
McCartney
oh
is
okay
up there for me.
okay yeah, Paul McCartney would definitely be one. I hope he does one. Um, let's see. I'd love to see Gary Clark do one. Gary Clark Jr.
I'm surprised
Um,
he hasn't yet. That would be awesome.
yeah, I'd love to see Johnny Lang do it. I would love to see Soul Live. I think they're super funky, and that'd be cool to see them rock something. Tedeschi Trucks. I would love to see them do something.
Oh yeah.
But that's a lot of people to get into a room, though, and so I think that's probably why they're not doing it. Maybe just like Derek Trucks and Susan Tedeschi like do a duo thing because I think they have like over 10 people in their band, so
Oh, for
they,
sure.
they
And
might not
and that
want.
dude's so good. I remember seeing some video with him and BB King and John Mayer.
Oh
And
yeah,
he's just slaying it the whole time. And even BB King's like, man, that's better than the original. I'm like,
I know.
that's a high
Yeah,
compliment.
that's a huge compliment. But yeah, man, like those people, I would love to. I would sit and watch the whole thing, man. That would be so cool. But not with the Ted. I don't think it'd be smart for Tedeschi Trucks to put their whole band into a room. But
No, but I'd watch it if it was just him. Sure.
just him or just him and her, like
Yeah.
doing a duo thing. They're such a power couple. Her voice and his guitar playing. Yeah, that's one. I think that's a top one for me. I would say Tedeschi Trucks, a duo thing would be
For
freaking
sure.
awesome.
I agree with that. And then like so we talked about like what venues you're looking forward to playing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What I don't know if you're somebody that eats out a whole bunch or like what restaurants or places that aren't music related per se in Austin that you're looking forward to going back to.
Oh my gosh. The two that come to mind are Torchy's Tacos,
Yes.
um, Cilantro. Oh, I love cilantro, man. That Korean barbecue and Mexican fusion. Chewy's,
Yep.
definitely want to go back to. Terry Blacks. I love Terry Blacks. Those are my main ones, man. I can't wait to get back, especially cilantro. My wife will tell you, like, I am such a huge fan. I could eat there every day.
Oh yeah,
Breakfast.
that place is great.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Heck
Now
yeah.
you're making me hungry.
What's that?
Now you're making me hungry. I want to go.
Oh no, yeah, my bad. No,
No,
I
you're good.
just saw this meme last night, and it was like, you know, they have all those ones who are like, I miss going to Blockbuster, I miss, whatever. And so someone did one last night. It was like, I miss going places. I'm like, yeah, I feel
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
Guitar Center being shut down, Straight Music being shut down. Like it's like, you know, I
Did
I don't
Guitar
know.
Center end up shutting down?
What's that? Yeah, as far as at least the one out here, I'm out in Round Rock, and so they don't have that one open currently. So
Oh
um,
man.
yeah. So has that affected you at all with any of the like music shops shutting down as far as getting any kind of equipment that you need for the live stream or for recording
Um,
or anything?
no, I got so much crap here, man. Like my whole my whole upstairs is full of music gear, so I'm good. But if they were open, I would say I wasn't good, so I could go buy some new stuff.
Right,
But now
exactly.
I'm realizing I do have everything that I
There's always
need.
more stuff we can get, right?
Of course, more guitars, more guitars.
Another bassist, another another amp or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
for sure. So what else? I guess do you want people to know as far as the live stream goes? Like, is there anything that as far as like, would you like people to make requests in advance or like anything like that that you're seeing from the live stream that you'd like to have happen that maybe we could bring awareness to?
Request as in.
Like request of songs you
Oh
want
yeah,
to
yeah.
like
I
hear or
usually
something like that.
usually don't do a lot of requests because we don't call ourselves like I don't call my stuff like a cover thing. So I don't take requests. I usually have a set list that I go by. But if there's songs that I've written that
That's what I
people
mean.
want to
Yeah,
hear,
like
yeah, of
original
course,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, then heck yeah. And I think for this one on Tuesday, the 24th, right?
Yep.
Um, yeah, that one I'm wanting to change it up a little. And talk to people. So I'll play a few songs, take a few questions, talk a little bit, and then so on and so forth. As the last one, we just kind of did our show.
Right.
So this one, I kind of want to make it a little more intimate and play some songs, talk to some folks, and just do it that way.
Yeah, so definitely tune in if y'all weren't already planning on it because like the interaction I can speak for myself on this and just say the interaction for us as artists is super important. So
Yeah, definitely.
getting on there and doing something like that is awesome for
Heck yeah,
sure.
man.
So
Absolutely.
just want to kind of bring awareness to what you're doing as far as that. Um, like as this all comes to a close, like what has it made you realize as an artist? Has it changed your music in any way? Or has it caused you to create? You talked about starting up some ideas that you had
Mhm.
had in the works for a while. Um, has it put your mindset in a different place than when they were originally being written?
No, I would say it did change. I mean, it struck a more of a creative fire for me, specifically. Like it made me more dive more into the songwriting, which I kind of neglected for a little while. And I always consider myself a songwriter first. Um, so it made me go back to kind of like the roots of where it all starts, is a song. So like I'm thankful for that. And it also made me realize I just miss, people and like the interaction and the crowd and all my people, man. Like I miss them. I want to, like we were just talking about, want to hug them and want to like, but you can't. So we got to show it in a different way, I guess.
So yeah, so Tuesday is a definite good opportunity to tune in and listen and do digitally some of that same type of stuff for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly,
So
man.
well, cool, man. Probably kind of wrap it up at this point, but I just want to kind of get your take on this. Like as far as there's some people that have said, at least in some discussions I've been having with different people at this point, like that they feel like doing the live streams that like people are going to get tired of it or something like that. and I've stressed to people, I think as long as you're innovating, as long as you're trying to do something different with it, like which
Mm.
you just talked about, that you're doing something different on Tuesday than you did on Friday.
Yeah.
Um, like, what's your take on that? Do you think as long as we continue to innovate, it'll still be interesting to people?
Right. I think if yeah, I think you should approach it like you approach, you know, your your live shows. Like I don't. I when people come out, I like to change it up. I like to change the set. We're playing at different venues, so it's a different scenery every time. So I think kind of approach it in that way and just give people something different. Because of course, if you're in the same spot, you're playing the same songs the same way, same people. They're now you have this audience that's just going to be there and they're going to see it over and over. So I I'm doing it that way to where I'll do, and I'm spacing them out a little bit too, so people don't really get tired of me popping up and doing live streams and asking if they want to help support what I have going on. So yeah, I'm kind of giving a little bit of space, giving people space, so and then coming in and just giving them entertainment in different areas of my house, different set lists, different sets with full band. So yeah, just be creative. We're creators. We're
Right.
creative people. So it's like just keep it fun and creative. That's
Right,
what
and
I'm doing.
it's probably a good experience for everybody at this point, because doing the same show every night is not going to necessarily get people to come to that show if
Yeah,
you're out playing. So, like, use this experience of having to try to innovate as maybe you know, a jumping board for when you go back into playing live shows, right?
right. Yeah, true. Hmm.
And last thing I just kind of want to end on, like, what other artists, like, here in Austin, have you been tuning into, and like, what would you recommend other people other than your show on Tuesday night? Like, what other artists would you like to give a shout out to, and maybe say check these people out as well?
Yeah, sure. Man, there's so many of them. I would say Dave Shear does some stuff. His girlfriend Andrea, I'm not sure. She has Beetroot Revival. They're freaking awesome duo. She does a lot of stuff. Um, Madam Radar, they're doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
Man, there's so many doing super cool things. Yeah, if you just log on to Facebook, there's probably a million just popping up. Just support them,
for sure.
support
And
everybody.
because there's
Yeah,
so many, I just want to give you an opportunity to throw some of yours out there, because, like, I could say mine, but like, they'd be different ones, and all of those are good choices, you know. So, like, just, giving some people some starting points to look at.
yeah. And my buddy Jordan Matthew Young as well, super cool artist. He'll be doing a live stream. I forget when he's doing a 1-to-1 bar thing, and they're doing their live stream
Yeah, yeah.
to an empty venue, which is kind of a little crazy, but
It's
it's
intimidating, man. I did one of those already. It's super intimidating.
really, yeah. We're doing one, and I'll plug this one. We're doing one April 5th,
April 5th.
and a special announcement with that one. It's a private event, so you have to donate something to get into the event. But in that event, we are going to be playing live the first single from the new project, the one that's coming out April 10th. So April
Oh, so
5th,
the debut.
we're gonna actually play that song live with the band for you, and you'll get your first like listen to the whole entire song live. So
That's
that'll be
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that for sure, man. Well, is there anything else you'd like to just let everybody know as we kind of close out, or do we kind of cover everything?
Yeah, man. I mean, I just want to tell everyone to be safe and stay healthy and wash your hands and support each other, love each other through this time, even though you're social distancing and you're in your house. Like, reach out to your mom and dad, your grandparents, and FaceTime and support all your local businesses during this time and local artists and watch them, tune into live stream. Get a to-go order from a small local, restaurant, or just it's time. It's the perfect time to show your support and be a good human being.
For sure. Yeah, and that's definitely one of the things TJ and I talked about on one of the last podcasts. Is just, now's a great time to call all those people that you don't have time to call or you forget to
Yeah,
call. Just go ahead and go
yeah,
through your call list and just call everybody and let them know you care about them and see how they're doing. I
yeah,
like it.
exactly.
I
Heck
dig
yeah,
it.
man.
Well, cool. So the Tuesday, the 24th, 7 p.m., correct?
7 p.m. Yep.
Cool. So make sure y'all tune in and thanks for listening to this episode and appreciate having you on, Joe James.
Man, thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Keep rocking, man.
You too, man.
Will do. Later.